How's it going, hippies, hipsters, misters, and misters? It's Julie, and we're back for Gekishin content. I know it's been a while since I've recorded anything in the moment about Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra, but I had a bit of a break from the game. Super Saiyan 3 Goku kind of pissed me off, uh, and now I'm back. The Season 3 trailer has just dropped, and with it, a bunch of new information has come to light. That being 3 new characters as per season drops happen, along with rule changes and some other stuff. We have 3 new divine draws. First up, super cool reduction vanishing step. This rule is I don't know how to feel about this. It basically makes your vanishing step appear 4 times quicker than it would normally. And I'm not too sure how this stacks with vanishing step reductions, like, movement reductions, say with I think it's I'll just put it up here, where you are allowed to get a second vanishing step. So I don't know how this is gonna be affecting meta gameplay or like get matches having it, but if it goes the way I think it does, I think support in this season is probably going to be a problem, specifically for this game mode, not all across, but when this game mode pops up, supports are going to be significantly more annoying than I think what is in line for them to be. The next one is Cloudy Cloak, which is like a cloud cover, but it attaches to you and obscures you. I don't think too much of this. I'm pretty sure this is just like a dead mode. Like, there's not really that much to it. I don't know where this is gonna go, because all that it does is obscure you, but you're still seen within a cloud. The cloud moves, so it's not like you yourself are not. The only thing I think the opponent gets out, like you get out of this, is that your opponent doesn't know which one of the 4 teammates he's about to attack. So if like somebody runs into their hard counter from the clouds, then it becomes a problem. But otherwise, I'm not seeing too much of a problem here. This one just feels like a nice little additional game mode where, you can have some fun, cool things to do, I guess. I'm not too sure. This doesn't seem like a bunch. The last one is Mystery HP. This one feels like a problem, where your HP is hidden from your opponents and vice versa, and the only way you see it is by engaging. This makes a lot of games, I'm going to feel like this makes a lot of games where you're able to poke away like characters with like longer range rush attacks, stuff like Kale, Piccolo, stuff like that, where like where their pokes are so far away from where their physical body is that you're able to get away with like having the mystery HP longer, because you're able to get them from farther away than they're able to get you. I mean, on top of that, with Piccolo having the escape and all, but I don't think that any of these will be super game changing. However, in conjunction with what they're removing, which is super skill damage 2, Spirited Away, and Sparkly Stardust, I think these will probably shift a lot of like what the games are. Super damage boost skill 2 in general is probably for the best. I don't like having damage skill boosts in the same like games that I have Super Start in, and they haven't gotten rid of Super Start. So if you're allowing for this, then you essentially give a super max version of a skill of a damage boost, which I don't like. So getting rid of the damage skill for like just more like field oriented skills overall is better. Sparkly Stardust, I liked it. It made games go a little bit faster with tower kills, but like I understand that those kind of swing games are not the best. And Spirited Away is annoying as a mode only because you would get it in conjunction with like cloud cover, and it would just make a whole bunch of games where it's like a whole hide and go seek type meta, and it's not fun. It's not fun. Overall, I'm indifferent to all these divine changes. They exist, but I don't think too much of them. Next up, Android 16 is being replaced as a boss with Jackie Chun. This is cool. I like that we haven't waited too long since the release of the game to start getting boss changes. I say that as though Gekishin Squadra didn't release 4 months ago. Jackie Chun has a vanish step technique where if you hit the after image, then you will get countered and take damage, which forces you to have more awareness of what you are doing. And I think this works more into AoEs. Like if you have like an AoE unit, then it kind of sucks here because you'll like take more you'll probably take more damage off of it, but that's, I'm not too worried about that. I think that overall this is gonna be a nice change of pace, a nice boss addition. I'd rather what happened is that 16 didn't get removed from the list, but instead what they did was added Jackie Chun in this season anyway. Maybe like going forward it'd be different, but for this season they had games be have more proportional leaning towards having Jackie Chun as a boss, while also retaining 16, Nappa, and Ribri and Jocko. Who's the last one? No, it's just 16 Nappa, Ribri, and Jocko. Yeah, unless I'm forgetting somebody really important. I don't think I am. But I think if we had Jackie Chun in rotation with those two, and you could have like 16 and Jackie Chun, or Jackie Chun and Nappa, that would be cool. That's just me. The next thing that's happened is we have a CPU mode for all the casual players that dislike having to deal with other people. You can finally play against bots, and you can finally have some fun just by yourself. I love this. I love this so much because it adds a extra casual mode to it. And I know there's a lot of people who don't play these kind of games because there's no way for them to learn a character or learn how to combo or learn how to do divine cards and all that without having to run into PvP. And at the very least, the learning of the character is good in a CPU standing. However, I will say that this is not a substitute for actively gaining skill and ability to decipher a fight that would come from doing PvP. This is a good addition for learning and for chill gameplay, but overall it's not a substitute for the necessary gameplay that has to happen with PvP-esque games like this. After this, they have a new tournament mode that is coming, where players can join solo or in teams and get badges, SG capsules, as any, standard Gekishin rewards. We'll have to see more about that when they drop more info. There's a new sub-rule, which is sword delivery. The sword delivery event is where you take you and your team are tasked with bringing a Z sword as far along the map as possible, and whoever gets it all the way across or gets it the furthest in distance by the time the timer runs out is declared the winner. I don't really play the sub modes. I am somebody who sticks relatively close to PvP. I did play Veggie Battle once. I enjoyed that, so I'll have to see how sword delivery goes. The final thing before we get into the major news is that Land Grab has a new map stage. It's changing from the Season 2 stage to the Season 3 stage. It's still the same rules. It's still the same commotion. That's all there is to it. Now, here we go. we have our 3 new characters. The first one up is Bardock. Bardock is a tank character that looks to be somebody who chains together damage by enemies being relatively closer together. Not that he's a group character, but more that he is a character that plays on an axis of if you play close together, you will get punished for it. Then we have something I'm extremely excited for, and we're finally gonna get a full team based around this. Super Saiyan 2 Kefla. Super Saiyan 2 Kefla being in the game means that you can officially, if you feel like doing challenge videos and meme strats and all that, you can officially run a full Universe 6 team. You can have Caulifla as your tank, Kefla and Kale as your DPS, and Hit as your support. This is cool. Kefla looks cool, and Kefla seems to be probably going to be the last. I know they're not going to do double DPS back to back. I feel like that would be very bad for them. So it looks like it's going to be the last character we're going to get to first. Then it's going to be Bardock, and then it's going to be Kefla. But speaking of this last character, Super Vegito is the first character to be released in Gekishin Squadra Season 3. I am hype. I'm also scared out of my mind because, as per the devs note, they have said that Vegito is able to freely transform, and Vegito freely transforming seems to be a damage machine where the longer he's able to connect and do damage and have his rush attacks go forward, the more he is able to punish you for engaging in the fight. So you really want to be in a position where Vegito dies very quickly. They said beforehand that Vegito's moveset will be, his cooldowns become shortened when he activates his abilities. So basically, what this means is that he is a brawl machine where the longer you are in the fight, the more likely you are to lose the fight. And I like that. I like being in fights. I like being in people's ass. It's very fun. And I think that this is going to be a welcome addition to Gekishin. Also, just for player number's sake, Vegito and Kefla and Bardock being the first, will be the 3 for this season, is definitely going to bring a lot of casual people back. I am very excited for what this means for the game, what this means for the player population, and overall, I think that we are in for probably the best season of Squadra yet. Season 1 was a learning season, I'll say that much. Super Saiyan 3 Goku's existence and then subsequent nerf make me a bit annoyed. Not the nerf, I want that man dead in the ground. But Topo seems fun, Gotenks was fun. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Gohan, and Broly for Season 2. Those were 3 very different characters, and I didn't know too much about Gohan and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta on release because I took a break from the game, but I think that Super Saiyan Broly was a nice balanced DPS. But apparently Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Ultimate Gohan were busted beyond belief. That being said, I cannot wait to see what more info we get from this game for the patch notes and everything like that. I love you all, and I will see you when I see you. Goodbye.